Hello everybody and welcome back to the Ant Holleufer YouTube channel. Today we're looking at all my ant colonies before hibernation at the end of 2021. And well, if you want to hear about a specific colony, there is timestamps down below so you can just skip over to that specific colony. But generally I try to keep it quite fast paced in this video, so you have to keep up on it. And with that all out of the way, let's start the video. So the first colony of today's video is my 2020 Lasius Niger colony. And as you can see, they have quite a simple setup. They have a little Aesthetic Ants small mesh nest that leads down to a mini outworld from high-tech ants. All in all, quite a simple setup. If we take a look at the colony, we have a little red lid, and beneath them we have quite a nicely looking colony. I'm not gonna lie, I am really happy and satisfied with their current growth. There's quite a lot of pupae, larvae and eggs, and as far as I can see, I can't see any problems, which is just perfect. And well, the only thing I have to say about them is they are not that hungry yet. They still don't really go crazy for food, but I mean, clearly they have what they need, and I can't say anything but I am a happy man looking at this colony. And together with my 2020 Lasius Niger colony, I do also have my 2021 Lasius Niger Experiment. Now, since my last update, we have got the first workers in pretty much all of the test tubes. I think only 2 test tubes are missing workers, the rest do have workers. The only thing to note really is that one of the queens have sadly died. I just looked at her one day and she was all dead, filled up with fungi. Another thing to add is, personally, I would never again recommend founding your colony in a nest, because all my nest colonies are doing so much worse due to me having to manually hydrate them, and sometimes I overhydrate and sometimes I underhydrate them. The next colony we look at is my Lasius Flavus, and well, they have had quite a lot of ups and downs during this year, but now they are in a mini outworld from Aesthetic Ants, and this is where they are in a little test tube setup. I have given them an Antboy UK macro nest, but they don't care at all, and to be honest I just think they are used to the light today, because well, they haven't moved in a month or so. So yeah, they are used to light and that's just how it is. I think I'm just gonna move them into a new test tube before hibernation, but the problem is just they don't want to move at all. It's impossible to move this colony without forcing them into an outworld. You just can't do it. I mean, they're just so stubborn. And yeah, I'm gonna give them a new test tube, but I don't think they're gonna move into it. But yeah, like I said, they've had their ups and downs. We started off the year with 40 workers, then we lost 30 of the workers, and well, now we're up to around, I don't know, around 50 to 60 workers is my estimate. But yeah, happy days, except for, well, they took 2 of the queens' legs, but both of the queens that are missing legs are both still alive. Quite weird, but yeah, that's how it is. The next colony we are looking at is the Lasius Fuliginosus colony. Now, we did an update on these girls not that long ago. I just got her, and well, looking at the setup, it is still just a regular test tube setup, and it is quite hard to feed them because the workers are really aggressive towards me when I take out the cotton plug. But if we take a close up, we can see all of the eggs are now hatched into larvae. And how can I see that this is larvae? Well, due to all of these having a small brown dot, that means that they have hatched from eggs into larvae. So we have a lot of small larvae, and to be honest, I'm just really excited for this colony. After my last video, I now know that I should be extra careful with them when they enter pupae stage, because that is where the Lasius Niger workers may not figure out how to enclose the workers. But yeah, so far we have larvae, and yeah, nothing really to say. Next colony is actually not a colony, it's just a single queen. Now, why do I show this single Lasius Niger queen? Well, that's because I don't know if it's a Lasius Niger queen. To be honest, this video is quite poorly represented of how she is, because she's a really beautiful queen. She has orange legs, she has a yellow gaster, and well, she's something in between a Flavus and a Niger. And well, talking with Ants Netherlands over from Instagram, he has an idea that it may be Lasius Alinus. Now, we're not sure before we get the first workers. Are they black? Are they yellow? Are they brown? Are they something in between? We're just gonna have to wait. Luckily, they do have cocoons, so not that long before we get the answer. The next colony is probably one of the most known colonies on my channel. It is my Myrmica Rubra, and well, they are over 1 year old today, at least in my care. And as you can see, we do have quite a weird setup. That is because I've just recently moved them into this medium mesh nest by Aesthetic Ants due to some problems with the old nest. Now, if we put some rocks on, this little lifting of the nest should disappear within not too long, and well, I can say 2 hours later, this little crack beneath it has gone away, and that's just how you remove these small cracks. Put some heavy weight on the part that is rising up. But yeah, like I said, we have a medium mesh nest connected to a small outworld from high-tech ants. And yeah, I know this outworld is really dirty to look at. It's just impossible to clean these girls because they are so aggressive towards me when I try to clean them. I haven't got stung yet, but the last few weeks I have tried to slowly empty it from sand because this sand is just all moldy and dirty. And I would really just love to get all the sand out, but it's really hard because they're just so aggressive. Looking inside the nest, we have a little red cover, and beneath the red cover it shows how damaged the colony actually is. Now, if you remember from the last episode I did on them, it's quite a long time now, but they had a lot of larvae, and due to the old nest becoming too dry without the humidity sensor saying it was too dry, the colony decided to move out into the outworld where we have the little test tube. When that happened, I of course overwatered the setup. They moved back in. They moved back out the next week when the same thing happened, even though I had hydrated it much more. So I decided to move them into this mesh nest from Aesthetic Ants because it has a much longer lasting hydration system with the whole cotton system beneath the mesh. And so far it has been looking great for them, but due to this disaster with the drying out in the old nest, all of the larvae have sadly died together with the pupae. The only good news I can say right here now is both of the queens are still alive, and I have spotted a new pile of eggs inside the new nest. Next colony on the list is my Camponotus Herculeanus, and well, last we saw them, they all died, and then they all came back to life, and a lot of people have been wondering how they're doing. They are currently in a small plaster nest from high-tech ants connected up with a little DIY outworld. And if we take a look at the colony, beneath the red shield, we have the beautiful Camponotus Herculeanus. And well, they're not dead. Since the last episode, 2 of the workers have died, but I am imagining that the workers that died were 2 of the 3 remaining nanitics. So now there's only 1 remaining nanitic, so if they have another dead worker soon, I know why. But yeah, it's a bit weird with this colony because, well, they have just like entered a midsummer break and they haven't really exited that midsummer break. I talked with a few people on Instagram the other day and, well, they all think they've just had a midsummer break and now they have gone into hibernation preparation. And why do I say this? Well, that's because they haven't really had a new worker enclosed since the last episode. None of the brood seems to be growing and I don't see them forage in the outworld. And I'm scared that they are in a bad place, but a lot of people just thinks it's a midsummer break plus an entry to hibernation. So let's hope they are correct. And let's hope this colony will have it a little bit better and easier next year. The next colony on our list is our Camponotus Ligniperda Experiment. Now they still live in this little specialized Venus nest from WaKooshi, and well, inside there's not really anything to say. This is a really slow growing species, and since the last episode about these girls were around 4 weeks ago or something like that, and nothing had happened at all. Still only a few larvae and still no eggs and still no pupae. So not much to say about these girls, except that all 3 queens are alive and we still have 3 workers. I may try to move them all into new test tube before hibernation, as all of the test tubes are starting to get quite dirty, but yeah, we will see about that in the future. Next on the list is my Camponotus Nicobarensis, and these girls, wow, these girls are amazing. They are currently living in a mini outworld from Aesthetic Ants, and wow, they have just increased the numbers so crazy much. I mean, just look at this. It's only 2 days ago since I connected the new test tube just because I felt like they needed some more space, and well, they have taken to the new space and they are just growing like a mad colony. I'm not really sure how big the colony is. All I know is due to the colony being so big, it's quite hard for me to feed them in their current outworld because they're quite aggressive towards me when I try to feed them. Almost every time I feed them, I have at least 1 escapee, maybe even 2, and I don't know, I'm really amazed by this colony, and I'm definitely looking forward to making a dedicated video about these girls because they have grown a lot since the last episode and it's not really been that long ago. So these girls really live up to, well, the reason I got them. A fast growing Camponotus species, and well, they truly are a fast growing Camponotus species. But as you can see in the outworld, there's always these 2 to 3 workers, and that's why I can't really feed them because they are quite aggressive towards me. Next on the list is our Tetramorium Caespitum colony, And once again, this is another colony I just made an update on not that long ago, and since that last update nothing has happened at all. I still think there are around 11 workers, maybe they have 13 today, I'm not too sure. Generally, no news about this colony, just updated on them 2 or 3 weeks ago. Next on the list is my Formica Fusca colony, and well, they have a little bit of a special setup. They currently live in a PJW ants nest, and it is connected up with a small outworld from Ants Norway. And well, this outworld has been just what they needed. They are quite active out in the outworld, of course not when I'm recording them. And well, in the nest, this is the first time I'm looking at them since they moved in. I had no idea that they would be this squished up, and I found it really funny seeing them move around during my little recording session. And you may be asking, when have I moved these girls? They were never really happy in the acrylic nest, they were always in the four-way connector from Esthetic Ants, and almost every day I looked at them we had a queen inside the outworld. For some reason they really just did not feel safe in the acrylic nest, so I decided to give them this 3D nest to see if it helped or it just made it worse. But it has really helped a lot. I never see any workers in the outworld anymore, only when we have workers foraging, whereas not that long ago I kept seeing queens in the outworld and queens in the four-way connector. The setup is also now a lot more simple with just a nest to an outworld, so yeah. No brood currently, but maybe that's just hibernation preparation, because that is something Formica Fusca does. Next on the list is maybe my favorite colony. This is my Novomessor Cockerelli colony. They also live in a Venus nest by WaKooshi. This is actually also a specialized nest, but it's pretty much just a normal Venus nest. If we take a look inside, we have a really small colony, but this queen was all alone not that long ago. All her workers died. I said my goodbyes to the queen because I was sure that she was gonna die. She'd lost all her workers. They were 8 workers when I got them, and slowly they all died out. They were down to 1 queen. I said my goodbyes. I made a video about it all, but then she just didn't want to die. She had 1 worker, another worker. Then when the 3rd worker enclosed, the 2nd worker died, and I was scared that they were all gonna die again. But today we have a 5 worker colony, and I'm really happy for them, and I can't wait to make a dedicated update on these girls as well, because they're also just crazy aggressive and fun to watch. Now next on the list is my massive Messor Barbarus colony, and you know what, I should maybe have cleaned out the outworld before recording, but you know, I wanted to show the true look of the outworld. I still only have 1 liquid feeder for them, and this is this giant test tube, but due to that I give them a lot of cotton balls, and I just filled the cotton balls up with water because they really enjoy that. On the right side is just 1 big garbage chamber, and I should really clean it up, but it takes like 1 to 2 hours, so I've just put it off a little bit, and I'll do it once it grows a little bit larger. And generally I'll give them a massive cleanup before the next episode, don't you worry. But beneath we have the 5 nests, and well, I wanted to take a peek look inside to see how much they have grown. And well, as you can see, we just have these massive balls of ants. Where we have the heat cable, the ants are currently not that happy to be close to. I'm not sure if that's just preparation for the hibernation, but it won't be long before I turn the heat cables off. As you can see inside these nests, it's just crazy filled up with workers. It's insane to look at all of this, and I just love seeing this. They have started to have this meeting up in the outworld where all of the workers exit the nest and just stays in the outworld. But yeah, I am looking forward to making an update on these girls because, well, I found a pretty good secret to make them all leave the nest and show out in the outworld. Finally, there is my Pheidole Pieli queen. Now this was a 7 queen colony when I got them, 1 was dead, and ever since then I've just lost a queen every month, I feel like. And to be honest, this is a bit like my Novomessor Cockerelli colony. I said my goodbyes to this queen. From 1 week to another week, 90% of the colony died, so they were down to around 30 workers again. They were around 200 before this massive die-off. And yeah, I've just said my goodbyes to them. I still feed them, I still look at them, but I don't think they're gonna be with us for that much longer. At least not if we look at how often the other queens have died. 1 every month, I would say. And well, it won't be long before this one dies as well then. And yeah, Holleuffers, that has been it for this video. Now, it is of course really sad about the Pheidole colony. Yeah, I'm just hoping that they'll do better. The queen still haven't died. It's about a week ago since I recorded, so maybe she'll maybe she'll survive. I don't know, to be honest. And some of you have also been asking about my Camponotus Ligniperda. Now I haven't made a part 4, I think, of them, because they have sadly died. The queen sadly died after she was all alone and had quite a few big larvae, but she sadly just died. But yeah, that is a bit sad. So something that isn't as sad is the members. And well, we finally have some new YouTube members, of course. I'm not gonna say finally, because well, we still have the old one. Say hello to our new Holleufer helper, Stans and our new Holleufer family member, and Norway. Together with those, we still have WaKooshi, Hufflepuff, Medical Car Case number 9, and well, the last person, it's just for testing purposes that my name is still up there, just for testing purposes. But with that all out the way, don't forget to like and subscribe, become a member today, if you like, and I'll see all of you in another video. Bye!